Dynasty, and we are joining forces because we are getting cries of help from women, whether it's financially, legally, going through a divorce, or maybe wanting to get a divorce right now, and you don't know what to do because we're in this shutdown mode. What does that mean? So I am Jessica Weaver. I'm a financial advisor and two-time best-selling author of Strong Woman, Stronger Assets. One Time to Refine. And Carolina, you are the founder of Divorce Dynasty, which is an amazing service you provide women who join you when they're starting the divorce process, going through it, and even afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. I am so thrilled to join you in this. Obviously, I have your book right in my office.
Thank you.
I can do like a panoramic view of my office. It sits in a beautiful little holder. It's such a guide to such important information. I'm a divorce attorney. I'm sitting in my office in Westfield, New Jersey. I'm a partner of Linda Berry McCormick, focusing on matrimonial law and international business transactions, which sometimes have a lot to do with our international divorce cases. But one of the things that you are 100% correct about is that 7 weeks ago, when the governor issued the stay-in-place orders, I, along with my partner, Anne-Marie Bramnick, who appeared in the video with me, predicted that people being in seclusion were going to experience a lot of issues, whether it be domestic violence, whether it be feeling loss of control, certainly issues with money as they're seeing their portfolios go down, or loss of jobs. And, you know, I went back to thinking about this phenomenal book and the time that I ran into you at the Leading Women Entrepreneurs Conference. And I said to myself, you know what, it's one thing to help on the domestic violence end, but you and I need to align to help women feel better about their financial situations as they go through this crisis, whether they're getting divorced, single, post-divorce. This is such a scary time if you don't feel you have control over your money.
It's very scary, and people getting hit in so many ways. Their portfolios, their investments, their income, their paychecks, the job security, and then being stuck at home and not even knowing what to do, who's there to help. And we've been getting these cries of help. I just got a woman from Chicago who signed up for our workshop series that we're launching next week.
Yeah.
She's stuck at home in a bad marriage, and it's only getting worse because there's no outlet. They are confined to these four walls now. And you've been hearing it on your side too.
Absolutely. I mean, I have a call set up with Australia for later this week, with Korea, with Germany, with Poland. This is such, I mean, obviously this pandemic hit the entire world, so people are being impacted globally. I too have been receiving phone calls from people in Pennsylvania and New York, Connecticut. I'm doing something on radio in Chicago in the next coming weeks because of the services available to my Polish clients across the country. You know, nothing scarier than now not speaking the English language when you are in seclusion. You're afraid to call the police because it may be an immigration issue. You don't know what money you have. Maybe the money's invested overseas. This is such a time of uncertainty for anyone, any color, any race, any religion, any country. We are all in the same boat. And I think that if we're able to provide some tools right now just to take the edge off and to say, look, we're all struggling, but it will be okay, is a service that you and I together now need to provide.
Yes, so we are joining forces for a 4-part series workshop. Thursday nights, happy hour is on us.
That's right.
You get my book, you get a bottle of Divorce Dynasty wine for the first 20 women to sign up. We already have 5 signed up, so jump on this quickly. We are thrilled. Even if you can't join us live, it's going to be recorded. You're going to get the recording. You can watch it on your own time, because time for some women is a scarcity. I know a lot of people are saying you have all this extra time. I don't see it in my world. Some people do and some people don't. So as much as you can fit in during this time, to really plan out, how do we get through the crisis? How do we recover quicker when it's all done? And how do you do it so that you're not going to sabotage or deal with consequences down the road?
You know, one of the great things
financially.
One of the great things that you suggested, which was brilliant, was for our viewers to send in questions and, you know, maybe their predicaments that they're in, so we could do hypothetical case studies. talk to us and we'll talk back to you. Obviously, I can't give any legal advice unless we're in a relationship, but I could do hypotheticals. You and I have talked so long about the fact that, people were always going to save for the rainy day, but when the rainy day came, they didn't have their ducks in order. And this is now causing them such angst and stress. And if people are going through a divorce, well, obviously the package that maybe was put together right before this happened certainly may be off the table because people lost their jobs. So we invite people to really send us their concerns and questions that you and I could, utilizing this, again, this phenomenal goodie, to come up with some case studies.
Yeah, send us your questions. We will try to guide you in which direction. Even if we can't answer it, we'll get you to where you need to go to get it answered, the resources available to you in your world, to me in my world, and really joining our communities, because we both have a deck of experts on hand to help people no matter what area they're struggling with. So what is this workshop series for? Who is this for, would you say, Carolina?
I would say it's for anyone that is struggling in a personal relationship and or in a relationship with their financial situation. So whether you are single and thinking about getting married, there's certain precautions you should be thinking about and taking. Whether you are married and you're going to stay happily married, and God bless, that's wonderful. Are you involved as an equal partner when it comes to discussions about money? What if your husband dies or becomes disabled during your marriage and you're not a joint partner? If for no other reason that you're just not involved, what happens if those situations come up? Or if you're going through a divorce, how do you now need to think about your future, your retirement, your savings, yourself as a new person, because you are turning a chapter? And if you're post-divorce, are you set up the right way? What if it happens again 5 years from now? How close will you be to retirement? Will you be protected? So I really can't think of someone that's not the proper person for this workshop, because I know that over the 4 weeks, we're going to be talking to different women. And the relationships between yourself and money really is something that anybody should get to know.
Yes. So whether you're in a relationship, you're independent, becoming financially aware, becoming financially independent as best you can, and just engage in the conversation. So these times are a lot less scary if you already know what's going on in the financial picture.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We're calling it, as you said, love yourself, love your money, and love your future. There's so many unknowns right now. People are struggling with, how do I plan for an unknown? How's it going to happen?
One of the things that you made a good point about too, when you and I were talking offline, and I see this all the time, women historically don't know what they even spend, because when you're paying for things in plastic, when you're paying with apps on your phone, you're really not paying attention. It's different than the old days where, we had set amount of dollars in our wallet, and as the dollars went out of your wallet, you're like, oh, too much, let's halt it. We're buying expensive items on credit cards, not feeling the burn. And I feel like this is the time to fill something out called case information statement, which my clients fill out when they go through divorce. But forget the divorce, just do an inventory of what you have coming in, what you have going out, how much are you saving for retirement? Do you have a conversation with your financial planner? Do you even know who that person is, or do you just kind of send money into, Mars somewhere? But this is the time to really sit back and to not be scared to do it. Because that fear is probably what's stopping a lot of our clients from working with people like you, because it's easier to say, oh, it's too scary, I'll deal with it later. Well, you know what? Kicking the can down the road during this pandemic has shown us that is a dangerous thing to do.
Yes. And later is today. Later has become today. It can't just become a rolling later, because like you said, you only hurt yourself when you procrastinate. And I've been hearing from everyone, the shutdowns made me want to shut down with my money, but having conversations like these makes me feel so much better. Just being more engaged and aware and feeling like they have some control back, which is the biggest piece.
So it's getting a plan, right? So whether it's a financial plan from you, or it's a plan for their divorce from me, life plan. I mean, all of you can't have one without the other. You can't have a fulfilled life if you don't have control over your money. And you can't have a fulfilled life if you have control over your money, but you're in a horrible relationship. So both have to be addressed. Divorce is not always the answer, but preparing for your future and knowing passwords, account numbers, if you have a mortgage, if your kids' college funds are funded, all of those things gives you a sense of control. So I think that our workshops, really the goal and the aim is to give people the power back, where I think in the last 7 weeks, they feel like they have none.
Yeah. Get the reins back, because planning for the future will always work out in your benefit. Getting the pieces together, and it's your job, it's my job to know from A to Z. Everybody else's job is from A to B to C to D. We see the overall picture. We just got to keep you moving those small steps along the way and stuff. So we kick off next Thursday at 7 p.m. We'll provide the link to get signed up so you can claim your happy hour, your bottle of wine, and my book.
That's right.
And any last words, Carolina?
I'm very excited. I think that this is just such a great time for people to kick back with their red or white glass of wine and to listen to us. And maybe the initial reaction is, I'm not ready for that. Let me take a little time. But you will have these videos recorded. People could go back and listen. And I obviously am going to be offering complimentary consultations to anyone that comes out of this that would like to get more information. I know that you are so generous with your time and taking people through an analysis as well, and offering some consultation work. So I think that get ready to kick the fear in the butt, and join us for a journey of self-empowerment and getting your act together, getting yourself equipped for the future.
Yes, facing fear, embracing it, because it's all we have right now, and moving past it. So thank you, Carolina. I will see you next Thursday, and make sure everybody signs up for this before all the goodies are gone.
That's right. Thank you. Looking forward to it, and get your book. See you next week, everybody.